Hey guys, welcome back. It's Limitless here. So, before we get in the video, go ahead and like and subscribe if you haven't. Otherwise, your phone's going to become corrupt and you're going to lose all your data. No, not really. I hope that never happens to any of you, but still go ahead and like and subscribe if you haven't. Anyway, guys, so I just wanted to go over something here. I've changed a couple things, and this is one of the two things. I'm not going to show you the other one in this video, but I will show you not only the other one, but how they work together in the next video. So for this one, I've changed my lightning strikes around because, for instance, there's some ways that this can be cheaper, and I'll go ahead and show you this one right here. So the Abyss Lord, he's part of the main strat, and if I call two of them out, you can see they cost 50 to summon, so together they're 100, but on some lanes, there's things like this that you can do where you can instead summon something like this, and it costs 60 for the first node, but it's EV2, so second nodes and third and so on only cost half. So that will cost me 90 instead of 100. Now, if I had to, save space like this in some other ways like that, where I could pull, just 10 mana in 10 DU in two different areas, that would give me enough to call out a lightning strikes in a normal build. So that brings us to lightning strikes. And as for that, we'll get to my monk here, the LSA monk, and I've changed some things with him. So first off, so you know, the damage that he was doing before, it was like 1.51 mil at stage 1 with the previous build, and with this build he's doing 3.18 mil, which is more than double. It's still got the max attack rate and all that. You can see I've moved it so it's only hitting the one target, so you can see DPS is pretty consistent. I mean, it's been for 430 seconds now, he's still over 3 mil, 3.2. And that's just at stage 1. So now I'm going to go ahead and sell this. Oh yeah, I guess I should get rid of that too, since we're not going to use it. And we're going to go ahead and throw it back down, so it's still only hitting the one target, but we're going to buff it up real quick. Now there was a little bit of downtime, so it's not going to be proper, but it's still going to show you some solid DPS. Yeah. Hitting, bring him back over 15 mil, and with that downtime it'll eventually normalize out, but right now DPS per hit 16.7 mil. Not bad at all. And there are obviously cases like this where this would happen, where maybe second round you got enough mana to go ahead and buff something on a problem lane. Well, that might be your solution. Or maybe it's like you're in the Lost Temple, it's a Mega Wave. Well, for me, in Lost Temple, I tend to have a Lightning Strikes aura in every lane where I know is going to be present in Omega Wave. That way I can just come back later, buff it up, it's already there, and it'll just be ready to basically shred bosses. And then of course it helps during the other waves too, so, and it's cheap for the initial put down, so you can see that the damage is kind of already normalized. We're over 16 mil. So that's what I mean with the downtime and all that. It affected it, but it's catching up. The longer it goes, the more it'll catch up to the truer rate. Anyway guys, so how you go about making this build, I've changed from the previous setup. So this is what we're using now. We're C8 0 out of 5, whereas previously we were C7 10 out of 10. And we've got anti-mini-boss servo 8, defense rate servo 10. And we've got anti-melee 8. Now, so those mods are not valid because for this, but they would be valid in a real thing. So for this, that's just the DPS you're seeing without the anti-stacks. So this is extra valid for bosses and for anything that's melee, which of course includes all but like one boss, which I think is zappers, and I think basically everything else is the melee. And then of course we're using Destruction, Gilded Mass Destruction, and Gilded Vampiric Empowerment. And the good thing to know is that the higher you get, the more valid that Vampiric Empowerment boost is going to become, because as it is, with my Ascension, I have 949 into Lightning Aura damage, and I've got the 20 into the defense speed, just to make sure we're maxed out there. And so, you know, another 50 levels, I'll be completely maxed out, and then after that, I'll be able to start putting directly into Lightning Aura health. And you can see I made a mistake right there. I could fix that, but it's only 1 point, so it's whatever. But yeah, so then when I start putting into Lightning Aura health, that's going to really start spiking that Vampiric Empowerment buff. And we will show you too. Right now, 16.7 mil. If I were to remove that in favor of range, it drops me down to 14.0. So you can see in the late game it does stack up. It might not have much in the way of defense health right now, but it's still a 2.7 mil deficit if you don't have that. So that's how that goes, guys. And just remember, we'll go ahead and have another video tomorrow, so which is really today, but you know, I haven't gone to bed yet, so because I had to get this out for you guys so you could start using this for yourselves and all that. The only thing that I changed on the medallion basically was that it is not using anti-chaos. I'm using defense rate servo instead, so I can stack more damage, and that allows the 2 anti-mods that are left when they stack to stack to a lot more than before. So, and then of course something to show you guys here too, I have played around with it. So the medallion is at 94.48%, which is right now, I think that's what, 303 points, which is not all that much. Not that much that I've left out, so we're pretty close to max. And then of course, you know, maxing out later would add a lot more, so we'll have to do that, of course. But for right now, we're at 16.7 mil with no external buffs and no destructive pylon. Alright guys, well, I hope that helps you out. This is a pretty mega boss killer, as well as just generalized, you know, one tapper for solo targets. So guys, I hope that helps you out a lot, and we will see you next time. Remember to go ahead and like, subscribe, comment if you feel like it, and thank you very much. We will see you tomorrow. God bless.